This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, January 31st, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Last night, just before midnight, in the 400 block of Wellham Avenue in Glen Burnie, a fire broke out in a home, and from what we understand, there were several people injured. One person was trapped in the fire. At this time, we don't have any word on the condition of any of the victims, nor any damage estimates or any details of the fire. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net a little bit later this morning, where we will have that information available. The Arundel County Police Department has identified the body that officers found lying in the median in Route 10 on Monday morning. That person has been identified as Carol J. McEnany, a 58-year-old homeless man who had been sleeping behind the area in a homeless camp. His body was transported to the Chief Medical Examiner's office in Baltimore, and they are still awaiting results from the autopsy to determine the exact cause of death. Yesterday at noon, Governor Hogan delivered the state of the state as speculation of a possible presidential run continues to mount. Hogan again preached the bipartisanship during his fifth State of the State address, and he used the speech to talk about how his administration has worked in a bipartisan manner with the majority Democrat-controlled General Assembly. I pledge to avoid the extremes of either political party and to instead seek the middle ground where we could all stand together, Hogan said. Now, on the specific issues, he is looking at $500 million in tax cuts through 8 different bills this year, and the cuts are targeting, among others, retirees, small businesses, businesses that are investing in the state's opportunity zones, volunteer firefighters, and a little bit more. During the speech, Hogan also highlighted his efforts to protect the Chesapeake Bay and the infrastructure, and he also called out Baltimore and spoke about the public safety issues that the city is facing. People who live in Baltimore don't feel safe in their own neighborhoods, and citizens all across the state are outraged by the daily reports of this rampant gang violence, Hogan said. Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh did not agree. She said, certainly the whole city is not dangerous. The issue around repeat offenders is something we've been concerned about for a long time, and crime rates are getting lower. I suppose that remains to be seen, Mayor Pugh. Once again, Hogan did ask the General Assembly to pass a bill for redistricting and to end gerrymandering. He has proposed those bills each of the last 3 years, but they've never moved forward. And he said, please do not hide this legislation in a drawer again this year. Listen to the will of the people of Maryland and finally bring the bill to the floor of both chambers for an up or down vote. And Hogan closed out his speech by saying, let's keep changing Maryland for the better and continue setting an example for Washington so that America can once again set an example for the world. In other General Assembly news, Maryland State Senate President Mike Miller said he is having good days and bad days as he undergoes chemotherapy for stage 4 prostate cancer. He says he is getting the best treatment of any place in the world at Johns Hopkins, and he did tell reporters yesterday that the cancer has metastasized in his spine and pelvic area. He just finished his second chemotherapy treatment. Treatments are scheduled every 3 weeks and probably for another 4 more times. Miller is 76 years old, and he is entering his 33rd year as Maryland's Senate President. He is the longest-serving state Senate President ever in Maryland and in the nation. Okay, that is about it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. We don't know what's coming down the pike. Check out that first link in our show notes and find out all the different ways that you can connect with us. Please give us a recommendation to your friends and colleagues. And also, if you're someplace where you can give us a review or a rating, please do that. We would appreciate it. It is Thursday, so we have Trevor with your Annapolis Makerspace Minutes, as well as George Young with a very, very frigid forecast, all coming up in just about a minute.
Imagine your child saying,
"Guess what I learned in school today?"
At St. Andrews, it happens every day. We asked Emma and Lawson why.
We grow winter greens in our garden to make smoothies. Second graders are the chicken checkers, and our 8th graders take care of our goats.
Our classes are the perfect size, which means we get to know each other well, and our teachers know us.
Visit St. Andrews Day School's open house, Friday, March 8th from 9 to 11 a.m. or call 410-266-0952 for a tour. Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, January 31st. Brutal cold out there this morning, with temps in the single digits or teens and wind chills generally below zero in most spots across Arundel County. And it'll stay breezy for much of the day today with very cold high temps, only 18 to 23 degrees. And after another cold night tonight, it'll only be slightly warmer Friday with highs near 30 and a very small but valid chance of some very light snow for the region. But expectations at this point are for little or nothing to fall from the skies above. Then comes the weekend and a noticeable warm-up into the 40s on Saturday and 50s on Sunday, with dry skies once again. So hang in there for 2 more days and it'll all be a distant memory. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there today despite the bitter cold, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
There is a diamond of diamonds, and as you'd expect, it's from the De Beers Group, benefiting from over 130 years of diamond expertise. Only 14 diamond tears in the world are allowed to touch them. Its name? Forevermark. And only one jeweler between Annapolis and Washington has it, Zachary's. Not only is it a beautiful and rare diamond, it's a diamond with a story of responsible sourcing, supporting women and girls in diamond-producing areas around the world through education, healthcare, professional training, and other programs. So when you give a Forevermark diamond, you're not just giving, you're giving back. Zachary's and Forevermark, a jeweler and a jewel. Online at zacharysjewelers.com.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker's Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Historic London Town Gardens has a winter lecture series on the African American experience every Saturday in February, starting this Saturday with Competing Realities, Black Southern Marylanders and Their Quest to Shape Freedom in Loyal, Maryland, discussing the years between 1860 and 1880. The Brookside Nature Center in Silver Spring every Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday in February is having their Maple Sugaring Days. You'll have an opportunity to check out maple sugaring at Brookside Nature Center. And tonight at the Annapolis Maritime Museum, their winter lecture series continues with James Gibb discussing the human impacts on the Chesapeake, the Smithsonian Environmental Research Center studies of the Road River ecosystem. This week at Art Farm in Annapolis, on Wednesday and for the next 3 Wednesdays, they're having an adult improv workshop. Learn the fundamentals of improv comedy through yes and, object work, characters, emotions, and scene games. The foundations of improv can help develop and improve your quick thinking skills, brainstorming, team building, and even help overcome anxiety. On Saturday, Art Farm is having a Make It workshop making mosaic tiles. Make your own garden tile or house number sign using glass mosaic tiles. Learn how to arrange and cut pieces and make your own design. Also on Saturday, they're having a story time and pop-up book workshop for ages 3 to 8. There's still a few more weeks left in their after-school winter semester classes for kids, including sketchbooking, children's art class, nature-inspired arts and crafts, as well as cartooning. Wednesday at the Clay Bakers in Annapolis, they're having a glass fusing workshop making paisley bowls or platters. At the Arundel County Public Library System this week, today in Crofton, they have Building Big, featuring domes. Explore the science principles used in building domes with hands-on activities. On Monday at the Rivera Beach Library, they have What to Do with a Box. Listen to Jane Yolen's What to Do with a Box, then build, play, and create in a room full of boxes. Monday at the Maryland City at Rusted Library, they're playing with Ozobots. Learn and practice coding by drawing to direct little Ozobots on their journey. And Tuesday at Rivera Beach, they're programming with Cubeto, a great introduction to programming for ages 3 to 5. Also at the local libraries this week, today at Mountain Road is Thinker Thursday. Today at Glen Burnie and Saturday in Crofton, they're playing with Minecraft. Today at the Eastport Annapolis Neck Library, they're playing with 3D pens. Monday are Maker Mondays at both Glen Burnie and Linthicum libraries, and Wednesday in Linthicum is their chess club. And I'd like to invite everyone to come out to Mod Pizza today. We're having a fundraiser in conjunction with Mod Pizza at the Festival at Riva Shopping Center. Mention Annapolis Makerspace, and we get a portion of your tab. The event runs all day, so don't worry if it's lunch or dinner or both. Just mention Annapolis Makerspace at Mod Pizza at Riva Road today. Also, don't miss our monthly Autodesk Fusion 360 workshop with Russ on Tuesday. It's good to have a foundation already and just pick his brain on specifics, but if you're having trouble getting off the ground, Russ can help you with that as well. And as always, every week at Annapolis Makerspace, Mondays are our official woodworking night. If you want to get into woodworking or just pick someone's brain on a project you're working on, drop by on Mondays and meet our local woodworkers. And also every Thursday is a great night for electronics, whether it's Arduino, Raspberry Pi, or bare metal electronics, or even just programming. Stop by on Thursdays and see what's going on. Also be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Meetup to keep up on everything that's going on with us and some of the other great local STEAM groups in the area. And as always, you can catch me tonight and every Thursday night at Annapolis Makerspace on Renard Court for Electronics Night. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Join Anne Arundel Medical Center Foundation on Saturday, April 27, 2019 at our Denim and Diamonds Bash in Annapolis. Denim and Diamonds is a fun evening under the stars featuring fabulous cuisine and gourmet food trucks, live and silent auction, and a live band. Last year, AAMC cared for more than 2,000 patients in our emergency departments suffering from mental illness or addiction. Help us expand much-needed inpatient and outpatient programs and services for your community. For tickets and sponsorships, visit AAMCDenimandDiamonds.org. Special thanks to our platinum sponsors, AAMC medical staff, the Chesapeake Bayhawks, Comcast, the Evan K. Thallenberg family, What's Up Media, and WRNR.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.